All right. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Top Gear. Nope, not that one. There we go. So Top Gear is a car vlog for the BBC. No, not that BBC. And they talk about cars and automobiles and events and races and all that cool stuff that, if you're really into cars, they'll tell you all about different cars. Right? I'm like, cool. What's that have to do with gaming? Oh, they cover racing games too. That's awesome. That's really cool. They got a whole bunch of like articles and videos talking about racing games. I guess okay, you're gonna expand your horizons. You got satire, you got like the Onion, you got electric cars, you got everything. This is okay. Everything car related. Everything car related. Okay. Then where is it again? Where was it? Hold on. I think I need to go into gaming to see it. See all gaming. Let's see. Oh, this is weird. Avowed? Okay. Avowed review by a racing vlog. Sure, why not? A vital reminder of how epic RPGs are supposed to play. Just when you thought big games had become irretrievably boring, Obsidian lights the way. Published 4 days ago. So shout out to the person that commented on my Avowed video that said, so I randomly saw a promoted post from Top Gear on my Facebook page with an Avowed review. And they clicked on it. They're like, why is Avowed being reviewed by the BBC's Top Gear? Brad G91 says the activists are everywhere, man. This is proof positive of that. And I have not read through this because I was like, I need to wait for the stream to get an honest reaction. So I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. I just saw the title and I'm like, oh boy, we're in for a banger. So, how much time have you spent in games gazing in wonder in various fungi? No, nor us, ordinarily. But that was before first person RPG Avowed turned up and ... change things. Not gonna lie, but this is already sounding like an advertisement. Very rarely does such a strange, captivating, and considered world arrive on your screen. It's even rarer for that. Well, who uses the word rarer? It's even rarer. Wouldn't you say it's even more rare? It's even rarer. Is that a word? Is rarer a word? That's weird. For that world to be realized in pin sharp, bleeding edge visual techniques and combat systems that tug at the corners of your mouth every time you engage with them. Avowed is a lunar eclipse of a game. What? What? Man, the chat's called me out right now. Everyone's like, yes, you idiot. Rarer is a word. Okay. I'm just saying, typically I would say more rare, but fair. It's a real word. Gotcha. Perhaps we shouldn't sound so surprised. This is the latest production from Obsidian Entertainment, an old RPG master with the likes of, and then they're going to go into games that were made where 4% of the staff is even still on board there. But okay, you slay, bro. And it's had its head start building the world. Avowed takes place in the same settings as the aforementioned Pillars games, the fantasy world of Eora, where gods treat humans as their playthings, and races with wildly different cultures struggle there. All right, we're getting into the weeds of the worlds of Pillars. Okay, great. Nowhere else in the industry is there quite the same assembly of expert heads. And Avowed reminds you of that constantly. And here's the thing. I don't want to just sit here just slamming Avowed and over just knocking it. I've seen plenty of people enjoying their time with the game. And again, as I've said in my videos, I'm happy for you. But the people that I trust, the people that play these types of games all the time that will say, hey, do you want to invest 100 plus hours into a game? Do you want to invest 50 plus hours into a game? Not this one, bro. There are other better ones. This one is mid. And sure, I could try it, but why would I? I'd rather play a game that's better that I don't need to try to make sure. What would motivate just because it's a newer game that I need to try it? Like that's the whole thing I don't understand. If people are enjoying it, great. But the problem that is overarching with all of this is it's a mid game. So there's no need to bother playing it. That's the problem. They're fighting against games from 20 years ago that are still kicking its ass. That's an issue. Anyways, the grown-up conversations that inform you of quests, the way your weapons and magical abilities combine during a fight, countering specific enemy strengths, and exploiting weaknesses. It's even evident in the character creator, a place you can and will spend 30 minutes just ... thinking about stuff. All right, so my son and his best friend, I took him to sushi tonight, and I brought my son's best friend back to his house, and I'm buddies with his dad. I lent him Ghost of Tsushima. So I went to the door and he handed me back. He's like, dude, I just beat Ghost of Tsushima. You were right. This game's amazing. I was like, right? I told you. Like, still the old school, give him the physical disc and he can like play it and stuff. Yeah, that still happens, at least for now. And we started chatting and I was like, hey, I know you're into these kind of games. Have you played Avowed? And he's like, bro, it's so average. And I'm like, this is the guy that doesn't like keep up with what's going on online or anything like this. This is a guy completely out of touch with everything. And he's like, I'll be honest, like the character creator was just annoying with like all the flowers that they were like forcing you to put on your face and stuff. He's like, what is with this gay shit that they're forcing on me in this game? He's like, I just went with the minimal appearance on it and just proceeded with the game. And I started playing. It's like, it was all right. And he's like shooting straight. Like he's like, it's all right. It's average. But no, I played it on Game Pass, maybe 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And went back to playing Call of Duty. So again, just another person in the long line of people I've talked to that keep saying this about the game. Will I play it someday? Maybe, but not expected to. Like there's so many other games that I really want to play. And that's the problem. And that's why it's so important these days for reviews that from places that you trust that will be good, that will encourage you to put your time into the game. Because all these journalistic outlets are meaningless. This is fucking meaningless. Top Gear, all this does is potentially put a score into Metacritic, but it's so useless. They have zero credibility when it comes to should I trust this person and believe what they say? No. What have they ever done or established for me to care about what Phil Awaniak says? Why do I care? This guy, I should care about this guy. The guy that posted about Roadcraft, Avowed, F1, State of Play, Football Manager 25, okay. F1, Tokyo Extreme Racer, Mario Kart, Art of the Rally, WCR 24. Okay, so this guy's a racing game fanatic that plays football games. And apparently Avowed's getting tossed in there now. B-Man says paid advertising. You got to the final point I was going to have with this. So while it's not confirmed and there's no specific sources or evidence pointing to that fact, I can't help but think that it may not be like paid advertisement, like, hey, here's a suitcase full of money if you advertise this game, but it might be one of those. Top Gear is a fairly well-known outlet, and if they're trying to expand their horizons to maybe talk about other games and stuff like that, it is mutually beneficial for them to get a free game code promote this game, and get access media moving forward. So again, it might not be money specifically, potentially though, who's to say? But even if it's not, it's one of those mutually beneficial, hey, give us a copy of your game. We'll write a review, say nice things about it, and you guys can include us in your award shows, wine and dine us, send us free stuff in the future, say good things about us, advertise Top Gear when your game comes out, saying Top Gear gave this a fucking 4 wheels out of 4 wheels, whatever the rating system is here. And you can give us more stuff in the future. But this right here is the perfect depiction of everything wrong with gaming right now. Where we have outlets like Top Gear shilling for Avowed. You got to be kidding me. I mean, come on. Come on. Who would read this and be like, "Oh, okay, let me what kind of car enthusiast would read this and be like, all right, sure, let me," like, maybe you might get like one person. Is your credibility worth that for shilling for this? Like, what are we doing here? This is exactly why YouTubers and social media influencers continue to eat the lunch of these places, because people see right through this shit. That's the problem with it. And until they smarten up and start being honest with their audience and tell people exactly, transparently, what their intentions are, why they're including this in their commentary now, why they're talking about it, and give a more balanced review, there's no one that will care about what they have to say. And furthermore, sink their reputation into the ground. But anyways, I thought this part was interesting. And I really wanted to talk about this. So yeah. Let me catch up with the comments. Top Gear fired the 3 hosts, never the same, B-Man says. Yeah, I also heard they had a situation with someone got in a car accident a couple years ago, and they took the show off the air because of safety concerns, quote unquote. And then the show hasn't been back on the air in like 3 years. So I don't really believe safety concerns was the reason. It sounds like more like backroom issues and dealings. So yeah. BK says it's called circle jerking, Smash. 100%. 100%. This is a way for them to virtually handshake and say, hey, we're on your side. We're one of you. Include us in your outlet, in your events. And we can tell people, hey, we're Top Gear. We're a known entity. Fly us over to New York for your award shows and shit. And we'll talk about Avowed in a positive light. We got one comment from Peter saying, Obsidian didn't make Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That was BioWare. Obsidian made Knights of the Old Republic too, the Sith Lord. Someone says, that's what I thought. Oof. 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 A commenter called out the journalist. I mean, this is bad. This is bad. This is real bad. Oh man, let me see. They don't have any links to this guy. This is the other problem that you got to wonder about. So they have the name of the guy, but they don't give a profile. They don't give any social media links or anything. So I'm not saying that this is what's happening with this Phil dude, but by setting it up like this, where you can go to home, car news, and then the writer, and not give any information, not give a picture, not give any social media links or anything, this is a way to potentially have AI just write for a site, and nobody will be able to find the people or question them or say anything about them. I'm not saying that's happening right now with this guy, but This is the kind of situation where if they don't give any information down the road, it totally opens the door for them to start doing that kind of stuff. Is it searchable? Well, I mean, I'm sure I could search him. Okay, yeah, he is a real person, which I figured he was, but I'm just saying. Oh, this is funny. Speaking of backroom deals, we have PC Gamer, and he wrote the best cars in Forza Motorsport for online races and Builders Club by the same guy. So this guy wrote car reviews for PC Gamer before going to Top Gear. And now he's gone full circle. So fascinating. Found that very interesting.